President Donald Trump has announced via Twitter that he will be pardoning Michael Flynn. Michael Flynn, the former Trump administration official who lied to the FBI not once but twice about his communications with Sergei Kislyak from Russia, will be pardoned. Now, again, he had pled guilty not once but twice to lying to FBI officials. That was what he was convicted of. And Donald Trump just this past summer was, I guess, flirting with the idea of pardoning him. But now it has been announced via Twitter that he is planning to do a full pardon before his term is up. So this is what Donald Trump is spending his lame duck presidency on, pardoning people who have been convicted of crimes, rather than doing the right thing and focusing on how he can provide some relief to Americans as they're dying from this pandemic and also going broke because of this pandemic. But that's not really in him. He'd rather golf and pardon his cronies. John.
And why not do both of those things? I mean, look, if my instinct is to say, how could it hurt him? And look, I guess he did lose the election, so some stuff hurt him. We will spend the next period of time trying to figure out exactly what it was, what actually mattered, if anything. Maybe at the end of the day, it didn't have much to do with Donald Trump, I don't know. But each individual thing, it really does feel like we can stand back and we can criticize Donald Trump for following all of his worst instincts, doing terrible things, making the country worse in every way. But why wouldn't he do any of these things? That, like, all of the defense mechanisms against his worst behaviors, either it turns out don't exist or don't do what they're supposed to do. A lot of them are fueled by norms, and norms like midichlorians are imaginary. They don't actually exist and they don't do anything. Like you were saying, wait, didn't he already pardon Michael Flynn? Why didn't he? Why did he wait until now? He could have done it like the night before the election. He could pardon everyone and we will have a problem with it, and we'll point out that it proves that the whole Republican law and order thing is a complete sham. They don't mean any of it. But nothing bad will happen to him, so of course he's gonna do it.
Yeah, of course he's gonna do it. What I found fascinating about this story is how QAnon conspiracy theorists were actually livid that Donald Trump is pardoning Mike Flynn, because it's not good enough in their eyes. They think that pardoning him admits to the world that he committed a crime.
It does.
Because he did, he lied. I mean, look, any average person, right? QAnon conspiracy theorists, this includes you. If you lie to law enforcement, to the FBI, you have committed a crime. No one's gonna take it easy on you. But it's a very different situation with Michael Flynn. And what Donald Trump is doing with this pardon is, of course, I guess repeatedly sending the same message about how much he hated and disagreed with the Russia investigation. Now that he doesn't have to, well, now that he's lost the election, he doesn't have to worry about an upcoming general election. He can do this without really worrying about any consequences. And to be quite honest with you, among the pardons that he's given, this is one of the pardons that's annoying and it's frustrating when you consider the double standard and the two-tier justice system that so many Americans experience. While you have someone like Michael Flynn lie to the FBI, plead guilty twice to lying to the FBI, and then he gets pardoned, right?
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of things, what Michael Flynn did compared to what other Trump cronies had done is not as big of a deal if you ask me. And what I've never really understood is why Michael Flynn lied to the FBI about his communications with Sergei Kislyak. Because according to what Michael Flynn says, he just basically told Sergei Kislyak, yo, homie, chill, don't get too upset with the United States. We're gonna look into these sanctions and see what we can do, right? That's what he allegedly talked to him about. You later confessed that that's what you talked to him about. So why didn't you just admit it from the beginning? That you wanted to approach Russia in a more diplomatic way. I don't know, the whole thing is really strange to me, but this is where we've ended up.
I don't know about a more diplomatic way, a more subversively diplomatic way. But I think the reason he got in trouble, I guess, is because of the lie. And I think the lie was because he, like most of us, believed that these laws and norms and stuff exist. And so he sort of, he could have just told the truth and said that he did it, which would theoretically look bad, but that's only bad if consequences exist and they don't. It's like, it would be like lying to conceal a violation of the Hatch Act or lying to conceal a violation of the Emoluments Clause. Why lie when the lie is easier to catch than to actually prosecute either a violation of the Hatch Act or the Emoluments Clause, because it turns out those don't actually matter. Lying in this way also, you didn't need to do it. Nothing matters anymore. You did the one thing that's sort of like a shortcut to minor consequences. And I agree, like the Republicans said for years that we were obsessed with Michael Flynn. I don't think about Michael Flynn. I don't care about Michael Flynn. I honestly don't. You can add it to the list of weird, suspicious things that they did in that period of time, but I don't care about him. And this is one of the least offensive pardons so far, and I'm sure there'll be even worse ones coming up soon.
And you know for a fact that Donald Trump doesn't think it's a big deal if anyone lies to the FBI, especially someone in a position of power. He admitted so much during an interview with George Stephanopoulos when he was asked whether he would go to the FBI if someone, a foreign government, would approach him with any type of, negative information or intel on his political opponents. Like, he just confessed during that interview that he wouldn't go to the FBI, even though he's legally obligated to do it. So birds of a feather flock together. I'm not surprised that he pardoned Michael Flynn. The most shocking part about this story for me was that he hadn't already done so in the summer when he was already hinting that he was planning on doing so.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.